Hi, this is Jackie Cambridge from Cambridge Safety. Welcome to one of our Take 5 Minutes for Health and Safety videos. In this video, we're going to have a look at ergonomics and ergonomic principles. Ergonomics is about designing the job to fit the worker instead of forcing the worker to fit the job. And I'm sure we've all experienced having to bend, twist, stoop, reach over, reach under. All of these types of things are about ergonomics, and ergonomics can be to do with equipment that we use, but can also be to do with the way that the workplace is designed. Its more formal application is ergonomics. It's an applied science that we can use when designing things so that people can interact with them safely and efficiently. And that can be where they physically interact with them, but it's also about our mind, our memory, our psychology, how we respond when we see a symbol, a colour, a shape, etc. So a variety of factors impact on ergonomics: our physical capabilities, our size, our shape, whether we're male or female, our mental capabilities and memory, so remembering to press a certain button on a certain occasion, our psychology, how we're taking in information, how we respond to it, and the working environment and the equipment around us: space, lighting, heating, how much force we need to use when we press a button. So the ergonomics discipline has a variety of different issues within it, which are all considered. And the more that the designer of the workplace or the designer of a piece of equipment takes into account, the more likelihood is a wider number of us are going to be able to use that equipment or complete that task safely without affecting our health. So we're going to have a look at a few of the ergonomic principles. Now, these ergonomic principles, if you look online, there's 8, there's 10, there's 12. So we're just going to have a look at a few of the generally accepted ergonomic principles. Apologies if you've lost the top words in the top corner, because I have a feeling that's where it puts my face. So first ergonomic principle is try to make sure that we work with the body in its neutral position. So if we're standing upright, it's where our back is straight. If we're sitting down, again, the back is straight. So trying to avoid stooping, bending, twisting, overreaching, designing the task as far as possible where we can work in a neutral position. Design the task to reduce excessive force. So this could be not having to lift really, really heavy loads, but also not having handles or buttons where you've got to use a lot of force on a regular basis to carry the activity out. Keep the things that you need in easy reach. So the buttons, the controls that you're going to need on a regular basis, keep them in easy reach so you haven't got to stretch out to actually get to them. So keeping them within easy reach. Try to make sure that we keep the work at a proper height. So if we're standing up, so that we're not having to then stoop down or stoop up. If we're sitting down, it's in front of us rather than having to stretch up, stretch down. So ergonomics and ergonomic issues are not necessarily safety hazards. They're sometimes about health hazards. So while you're doing this, if you have the work at the incorrect height, it's not necessarily going to cause an accident, but over a period of time, it can affect your health. You may start having musculoskeletal issues or nerve problems in your arms, back, neck, etc., if the work is not at the right height. Can we reduce the repetition? The quicker you do things, the more repetition, that increases the risk from an ergonomics perspective. So can we reduce repetition? Possibly also by job rotation. Minimizing the static load. Static load, you get it when you're writing with a pen or when you're holding a mouse. You're just holding your hand or fingers in the same position. And after a while, that puts more of strain on your muscles and your nerves. You'll all have tried it. If you try holding something at the same position for a period of time, even if it's not large or heavy, it puts a strain on the body. Minimizing pressure points, where you can literally be pushing and exerting a certain amount of force. You can see it in using pliers or tweezers, even if we're resting our wrist on a wrist support when we're using a keyboard, or when we're standing, we're putting a lot of our pressure on our toes or heels. Provide clearance up here, down here, all the way around us. So we've got space to be able to move up, down, and around. Where we can, take the time just for a few seconds to stretch our arms, move our neck, etc. Because if you hold yourself in a static position, that increases the risk. So looking at providing a comfortable environment as much as we can, thinking about things like the temperature, the lighting, space, floor surfaces, noise, all of these things, if they're not suitable, can contribute to ergonomic problems and ill health. So we've just had a little bit of a look at ergonomics, and the more designers and we in the workplace can look at the tasks, the equipment, the activities that people do to ensure that everyone can do them safely without adverse effects to their health. This is Jackie Cambridge from Cambridge Safety. Thanks for joining us for one of our Take 5 videos. Thank you.